Chris Fletcher, let's say we have 150 million to spend. Who would you boys like us to sign?
I'm going to be dead boring and just go Van Dijk, Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain. What's that put us at? That's about 165.
About 200 million, yeah.
That's about 165.
So you've gone over budget, so you can't. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? So the very simple answer
Van
is...
Dijk.
Van Dijk, defo, so there's 60.
Aubameyang.
There's 70. 140? Is that right?
No.
130?
Yeah. Ox, get him for 20. He's got 1 year left on his contract.
Okay. Just about. Okay, so you say...
That's decent, actually, isn't it?
That's not bad. I'm not sure I'm beating that, if I'm honest.
Throw Lacazette in, but we all know Aubameyang's better.
Van Dijk for 60.
There's nothing wrong, no shame in agreeing with someone.
Shut up. Van Dijk for 60, Naby Keita for 70.
Yeah, 20 left. You can get the Ox for 20.
And is it Andy Robertson, left back.
15, you got 5 left. Another Claven.
Put it in the bank and save it for January. Let's get some interest on that motherfucker. Yeah, it's tough, and I think this is the problem that Liverpool are going to be faced with, where there's no evidence to suggest that Liverpool are going to spend net 100 plus million. We keep hearing little sound bites and sound clips and things leaked to various places saying that they're prepared to spend money if it needs to be, but they'll buy the top talent if they need to. They need to go and put the money where the mouth is, Chris. You know, if this is a kind of make or break window, and the worst thing that could happen, Liverpool could have another positive spend. That, you know, they could make money again in a transfer window, and Liverpool could still have a fantastic season, because look, last season was above expectations to some extent, and we saw how good we were at times, and that was far better than anyone could have expected. So I don't think it's the be all and the but. I just think from a PR perspective, if Liverpool don't show some more intent in terms of what they're prepared to pay and how they're prepared to battle for signings, I do worry for the growing concerns around the ownership and everything else.
Yeah, look, we've spoken about this so many times, but at some point you've got to put your money where your mouth is. I think you started with that, didn't you? And it feels like now is the right time. You know, they're not going to have a better time. You know, we're riding the crest of the wave of getting into the Champions League. Yeah. Everybody's on side. We've got this world-class manager. We've got a team who's fantastic to watch when it's on form. A team that you can imagine top players would want to be a part of, because we've got some really skillful players. We've got some young players. We've got some players about to go into their prime. We're just missing a few key pieces. Now's the time to go and get us over the line. Yeah. Now's the time to make sure that we stay in the top 4. Now's the time to start challenging for titles and start winning trophies again. And it all comes from the owners. They've got to realise that every sport and every sports team, I think, is almost has a life cycle, and we're at the beginning of ours. We need that little bit of investment to send us over the edge. Yeah. And they've ran enough teams, you know, over the years and seen the cyclical nature of this beast that they're in to know when the time to invest it. And it looks to me like they understand it, and they will.
Yeah, I think you're right in terms of that, because Liverpool, it would be easy, and losers. The way losers react to things is you get within sight of of where you want to be, and you slow up because you know you're pretty much there. Winners power through, and I think, you know, we've seen this with Arsenal over the years, where they get to 4th and they look around and they go, okay, that's cool. Let's take a deep breath and oh shit, and all of a sudden, people are fucking nipping past them. Liverpool have got themselves there, and we can't afford another one of those seasons where we don't power on. We can't afford to have another, because look, Man United are trained to power on. They will come back a force again this season. Arsenal will possibly either implode or come back a force. Who the fuck knows with Arsenal? It's going to be so competitive, and don't be surprised if Everton do some, you know, shock a few people by getting a few. Don't be surprised if Everton are above Arsenal at Christmas. You know what I mean? Something like that, and everyone's going, oh, hang on a second. So Liverpool, you're dead right, need to be looking at first, but actually really looking beyond first, because when you start looking at a point,
you'll fall short because first will improve.
Exactly. You know, if you're running a sprint, you run 5 yards past the finish line at your top speed just to make sure you're there. If you have to duck and everything in between, then fine. But you know, this is what I think you're right with this. The problem is that we just don't know what's there to be spent. And it's so tough, because I think we'll get a clear indication. Liverpool just go out and buy somewhere else. We'll have a clear indication, because the minute there's nothing out of the ordinary what we've really effectively done. There's been loads of talk that we'd spend big on Van Dijk, and if that had just been done, it probably would have given us a clear indication of everything, because theoretically Liverpool should be 100 million deep into this transfer window already, but they're not. They're like 40 or something instead, slightly less than. So it's the reality of that. When you say 150 million to spend, I don't know that we've even got that. Yeah. And you look at it and you say,
spend on about 190.
Well, yeah, but you look at it, what we're saying there, and that's effectively, you're only going to be, there's 5 players I think we need, and we're only really looking at 3 that we're going to be, you're likely to be able to buy 3 players with that amount of money.
I mean, one's a left back of some capacity. Who's your 5th?
So I think we need another winger as well, or another attacking, a younger attacking player as well. Say, maybe I'm going a little bit beyond, but whether it's a young attacking player, or whether it's another goalie or something like that, I think by and large will probably come out at around 5. But as we've just seen there, realistically, you're looking at 3 players if you're looking at what they're asking for that. So that you can see the conundrum, and we'll obviously have to see as the window progresses. But hope, we live in hope.